All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the Inferno. Now, let me break it down to you real quick. Remember, I gave y'all the option regarding which album I should review for this week. Which 80s album? Yes, another 80s vote. Which album I should review for this week? And the choices were Curtis Blow by Curtis Blow, obviously. LL Cool J with Radio. Big Daddy Kane with Long Live the Kane. And Too Short with Born to Mac. And for the second straight time, I believe this, is this the second straight time this happened? Or is this the first time this happened? I believe this is the first time this has happened. And what I'm talking about is a four-way tie. Yeah, this is the first time this has happened. A four-way tie has happened. So what that means is I'm going to review all four albums eventually. But first, I'm going to pick LL Cool J Radio. Now, you're probably wondering why I picked that one out of the four. Well, last week, the winning album was Cool Mo D, How You Like Me Now. And that album, for the most part, was taking shots at LL Cool J. So this week, I'm going to review LL Cool J's debut album, which is Radio. So with that said, let's get straight into it. So, like I said, this is LL Cool J's debut album, which came out November 18th, 1985 on Def Jam Records and under Columbia Records as well. This album was recorded in 1984, the best year ever, up to 1985. And the producers were Rick Rubin and Jazzy J. That's it. Like, Rick Rubin did every track on this album, and Jazzy J helped them with track number 8. We'll get more on that later. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let me get on to a little bit of background info regarding this album. So basically, remember, this is LL Cool J's debut album. So, and which means this is the one that started. Well, this ain't the one that started it all. I'll get more on that later. So basically, LL Cool J was making demos in his grandparents' basement, if I read that correctly, or in his grandparents' home rather, and he was just passing them out to various record companies throughout New York City. And at the same time, Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin founded Def Jam. At the time, it was an independent label. It was like the independent Def Jam label, and then eventually it grew to become Def Jam Records, or Def Jam Recordings rather. And I'll get more on his first actual track later, but yeah, there you go with that. Now regarding this album, Radio earned a significant amount of commercial success and sales for a hip-hop record at the time, which is again November 18, 1985. Shortly after its release, the album sold over 500,000 copies in its first 5 months, eventually selling over 1 million copies by 1988, according to the RIAA, which are the company that gives you platinum or gold based on the amount of albums you sold, or based on that amount of that one particular album you sold rather. Radio peaked at number 6 on the top R&B/hip-hop albums charts and at number 46 on the Billboard 200 albums charts. It entered the top R&B/hip-hop album charts on December 28, 1985 and remained there for 47 weeks, while also entering the pop album charts on January 11, 1986. And that remained on that chart for 38 weeks. By 1989, the album had earned platinum status after earning a gold certificate, after earning gold in the U.S. on April 14, 1986, with sales exceeding 1 million copies rather. And let's see, Radio received positive reviews from both street and dance music aficionados and mainstream music critics, including Robert Christgau from The Village Voice, and we'll get more on that later. He described it as the most engaging original rap album of the year, and he said that in January of 1986. LL Cool J's aggressive rapping and Rick Rubin's stripped-down production were praised by critics, who also agreed that LL's lyrics set a new standard for MCs at the time. Boom, D. Yeah, so there you go with that. Since its initial reception, Radiohead has been viewed by fans and critics as LL Cool J's greatest work, as well as one of hip-hop's best albums. In retrospect, some critics and music writers have given more praise to producer Rick Rubin's contributions to radio, as well as note the importance of his production on the album. So, yeah, there you go with that. And Radio was later ranked at number 2 on Ego Trip magazine's Hip Hop's 25 Greatest Albums from 1980 to 1999. It was also number 69 on the Rolling Stones 100 Best LPs of the 80s and 71 on Blender's 100 Greatest American Albums of All Time list. Wow, that's crazy. In 2003, Rolling Stone ranked this album number 478 on its list of the 500 Greatest Albums of All Time. It was ranked number 470 in a revised list in 2012. And the album was also included in Rolling Stones magazine's 1997 issue of the Essential 20 Rock Records, which is weird. And in 1998, Radio was selected as one of the Source magazine's 100 Best Rap Albums. So, yeah, there you go with that. Now, moving on with the track, and actually, before I get on with the tracks, let me talk about the album itself, like the style that we're dealing with here. So, as I said, the album was primarily produced by Rick Rubin, who provided a sparse and minimal production style. Radio also features a sound that is punctuated by DJ scratching, mostly brief samples, and emphasis of the downbeat. LL Cool J's b-boy lyricism conveys themes of inner city culture, teenage promiscuity, and braggadocio rap. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let's get on with the tracks. There are 11 tracks, meaning I can only give you a top 3 and a top 5. And one of those tracks is more of a skit. And also, if memory serves me correctly, let me count that real quick. There's 3 singles, but one of the tracks that is not a single has a little bit of info behind it. I'll get more on that later. So the first track is called I Can't Live Without My Radio. So yeah, there you go with that. Track number 2, and that's one of the singles, right, actually. Track number 2 is called You Can't Dance, followed by Dear Yvette, followed by I Can't Give You More. Track number 5 is called Dangerous, followed by Untitled, which is track number 6, and that's the skit right there. Track number 7 is called Rock the Bells. Y'all should know that one. Track number 8 is called I Need a Beat Remix, and y'all probably got a few questions about that one. I'll get more on that later. Track number 9 is called That's a Lie, featuring Russell Rush. Track number 10 is called You'll Rock. And then the last track on this album is I Want You. So, let's get on with the singles, shall we? And actually, before we get on the singles, let me get rid of the controversy out the way. Well, not the controversy, but the question mark real quick, which is I Need a Beat Remix. And y'all probably want to wait. If this is his debut album, why is there a remix to a track on this album and the original not on here? Well, here's the background info on that. Regarding that song, let me find it real quick. I was looking at it earlier and reading it. Let's see. Here it is. No, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. Under his stage name, LL Cool J, obviously, which stands for Ladies Love Cool James, he was signed by Def Jam, which led to the release of his first official record, the 12-inch single, I Need a Beat. The single was a hard-hitting, streets rise b-boy song with spare beats and ballistic rhymes. LL Cool J later discussed his search for a label, stating, and I quote, I sent my demo to many different companies, but it was Def Jam where I found my home, end quote. That same year, LL Cool J made his professional debut concert performing at Manhattan Center High School. In a later interview, he recalled the experience saying they pushed the lunchroom tables together and me and my DJ creator started playing. As soon as it was over, there was girls screaming and asking for autographs. Right then and there, I said, this is what I want to do, end quote. LL's debut single sold over 100,000 copies and helped establish both Def Jam as a label, and LL Cool J as a rapper. The commercial success of I Need a Beat, along with the Beastie Boys single Rock Hard, which came out in 1984, again, best year ever, helped lead Def Jam to a distribution deal with Columbia Records the following year. So yeah, there you go with that, with the I Need a Beat. So when he came out with the album, he did a I Need a Beat remix. So yeah, there you go with that. Without the way, let's move on to the singles. The first single is called I Can't Live Without My Radio. So, and that came out October 6, 1985. And it's a love song to the boombox. The song found it modest success, making it to number 15 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks. And it was released with the follow-up single, I Can Give You More, which is interesting because I don't recall that being a single, unless that was just a part of that single, with the side A, side B fiasco. No, yeah. That's basically what it was. Let's see. A section of the song performed by LL Cool J is featured during the auditions process in the 1985 pioneering hip-hop movie Krush Groove. This part was created for LL Cool J and another female singer, Niobe, as an excuse to introduce their music in the motion picture. LL Cool J himself also had a line, box, his only line in the movie. Apparently that's it. The song will feature in the film Get Rich or Die Trying, which stars rapper 50 Cent, and was also featured in the soundtrack of the video game True Crimes New York City. It is number 12 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop. And yeah, there you go with that. So let's move on with the charts for this single. Even though I just explained some of them already, but let me see if there's more charts for that particular single. And no, that's it. However, actually no, there's one more. It's actually made number 21 on the dance/electronic single sales, and it was 3 times platinum in the US. That single, not the album, that single. Wow, that was a really good single there. Now let's move on to the next single, which is called You'll Rock. And that one came out sometime in 1985. We don't know when exactly, like the month or whatever. We just know that it came out in 1985. Although in another site on Wiki it said 1986, but we're gonna go with 1985. So yeah, we're gonna say this was his second single. This song will prove to be the least successful of the 4 singles released from the album, only peaking at number 59 on the hip hop R&B/hip hop songs. So yeah, there you go with that. And again, you probably wonder what's the 4th single. I'm gonna go with I Need a Beat. No. We're gonna go with I Can Give You More. That's the other single. And that came out sometime in 1986. And I'll get that out the way real quick. And it was number 21, just like I Can't Live Without My Radio. It was number 21 on the dance/electronic single sales, rather. And that's it. Now let's get on to the last single, or the 3rd single of this album, but this is the last single I'm gonna talk about here, and that's Rock the Bells. So yeah, this one came out September 22nd, 1986. And it was the follow-up to I Can Give You More. So apparently I Can Give You More was the 2nd single. Rock the Bells peaked at number 17 on the Hot R&B/hip hop songs. Despite the song's title, no bells can be heard in the album recording, by the way. The original version of the song, riddled with bells of various types, including a cowbell, is 7 minutes and 11 seconds long and was only released on a 12-inch vinyl. The song was later sampled by LL Cool J himself for his song Mama Say Knock You Out from his album of the same name. The intro was famously parodied by English footballer John Barnes for his 1988 single Inferno Rap. And it was also in the 2002 video game Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2 and in the 2008 video game Skate It and Skate 2. And it was also in DJ Hero, in which it was mixed with The Verb Bittersweet Symphony. And of course, it was on LL Cool J's compilation album, All World Greatest Hits. And in case you don't know what Rock the Bells is, let me refresh your memory real quick with this. LL Cool J is hard as hell. Battle anybody, I don't care who you tell. I excel, they all fail. I'm gonna crack sell, double L Muck rock the bells. That right there. So yeah, that LL Cool J is hard as hell part. Like once you hear that, you should know that song. Like the title may not seem familiar, but once you hear the song and you hear that first line, it should be like, oh, okay. Now I know this song. So, yeah, actually, there's one more thing I forgot to talk about, and that's You Rock. In that case, did I talk about You Rock? I think I did. Yeah, I did talk about You Rock. Yeah, my fault. I did talk about You Rock. Okay. And Rock the Bells also was 24th on the Dance Last Electronic Single Sales. So, yeah, there you go with that. Now, let me give y'all my favorite tracks off of this album. Starting from the bottom on up, again, title is a skit, although it's a freestyle within that track, so, but it's like a minute 13 seconds long or whatever. From the bottom on up, I Can Give You More, You Can't Dance, and That's a Lie. That's a Lie sound like a gimmick track, because I'm not sure if Russell Rush, which featured him, is talking or he was actually rapping in it. I'm gonna say he was rapping it, but there's some guy talking and apparently he was spitting some lies or something. I don't know. It sounded like a gimmick track to me. I didn't really like it. I didn't like You Can't Dance and I Can't Give You More even, more. I didn't like those tracks more than That's a Lie. Dangerous was okay. I Need a Beat was okay. The remix rather was okay. I did not hear the original. I Want You was good. I Can't Live With My Radio was really good. And originally that was going to be in my top 3, but then it got pushed out by the track that actually was that was number 3, and that is Your Rock. Your Rock is really good. And, I really like that one. It was tough between that and I Can't Live Without My Radio. But Your Rock had a slightly faster tempo. And, of course, as you know, I like them fast tempos. So, between the two, I went with Your Rock. Number 2 is Rock the Bells. I mean, come on. It's Rock the Bells. Without question. You cannot go against that one. Like I said, with that beginning. So, yeah, there you go with that. And number 1, the best track off this entire album is Dear Yvette. That track is dope as heck. Like, there was no talking at the beginning. There was no beat setting up or anything like that. It just went straight into it. And LL just went straight into it. I'm like, yo, this track is dope as heck. So, yeah, those are the top 3 tracks off this album. Dear Yvette, Rock the Bells, and Your Rock. And, of course, I Can't Live Without My Radio is a close 4th. So, let me get on with some professional reviews for this album. Starting with AllMusic, who gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Music Hound R&B gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Q gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The Rolling Stone Album Guide gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Spin Alternative Record Guide gave it 9 out of 10. And The Village Voice gave it a B+. And was there any more? Yes, there was some more choice to this. In case, I did mention that it was 46 in the Billboard 200. It was 6 on the top R&B/hip-hop albums. And it was 71st in the UK album charts. And that was it. And again, it was platinum. So, what do I think about this album? It's somewhat tough. After listening to this album, I would have to give it a 3. Let's see. It's not a 4, but again, it's not a 3. It's higher than a 3. It's a. I want to. Let's see. I'm looking at the tracks. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 because, like, the majority of these beats, actually all the beats were produced by Rick Rubin for the most part, with the exception of the one track where he had help by somebody else. And they, like, the beat, I'm gonna say the beat pattern, but like the style, they all sound similar. So that's kind of hurt this album there. And there was not a lot of legendary tracks. Well, actually, there wasn't any legendary tracks on this album, in my opinion. Well, like, there was, like, Rock the Bells. That was legendary, obviously. But as far as, like, legendary in the form of not, like, popularity, but what was ill, what was dope, there wasn't a lot of them. Like, Dear Yvette was, like, the closest one to that. And along with Rock the Bells. but there was none that was definitely it. So I had to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's still a good album, without question. So I would say download it, and you should keep it. It's LL's first album, so I would say download it and keep it. And I'm looking at LL's other albums. His next album called Bigger and Deafer, and that one had better standings in the charts, and it was 3 times platinum in the US, and it was gold in Canada. And then his next album was Walking with a Panther. Again, charts wise it was good, and it was also platinum, but not better than Bigger and Deafer as far as like the ratings and things of that nature. Mama Say Knock You Out, obviously a well-known album because of that song, and it was double platinum. But by the looks of it, his album GOAT, Greatest of All Time, that was really good on the charts. And the one before that, Phenomena, I would definitely remember that album, like that one song, which is called Phenomena. He came out with a crap ton of albums, by the way. But yeah, there you go with that. So 3.5 out of 5 stars for radio. Download it and keep it. I can't say for sure that's LL's best album, because he got a crap ton of albums that I need to listen to. So with that said, next week there is no voting time, because again, we are in the midst of a tie. But next week, I'm not going to review one of the 3 albums, because I actually got a request. Yes, you heard me right. I was actually given a request. And actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm sorry. There will be a vote. So, yes, I need y'all to vote. This probably going to be the last time we're going to be doing voting. I have no clue. But I was given a request on one of my old throwback tunes. It was when I reviewed the Carter 2. And it was by Marquise. Hope I say your name right. Yeah, it was by Marquise. And he wanted me to review a Tupac album. And that's very interesting, because at this point I have yet to review a Tupac album. And you know, like I said, just like I think I mentioned this already, I wasn't really into Biggie as far as like listening to his albums. I wasn't really into Tupac as far as his albums. I only got one Tupac album, and I don't remember what it was. It came out sometime after he died, though, but I forgot what it was. I think what it wasn't Tupac. No, it wasn't Tupac Resurrection. I forgot what it was. It was a double disc album, but I do not remember what it was, which is crazy. And I need to look that up. But anywho, here's all your choices: Tupacalypse Now, Strictly for My NIGGAZ, which is an acronym, Me Against the World, and All Eyes on Me. So yeah, the 4 albums he did while he was alive, and apparently under the name Tupac. So again, let me give it to you real quick. Tupacalypse Now, Strictly for My NIGGAZ, Me Against the World, and All Eyes on Me. So those are your choices. Let me know which Tupac album I should review for next week. So with that out the way, and you know what, I think it was Until the End of Time. But anywho, with all that out the way, man, y'all, yes, it was Until the End of Time. So yeah, man, with that out the way, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. Now see y'all next time. Oh!